decades, humanity has reported encounters with the unknown. Lights in the sky, craft beyond our understanding, and programs hidden in the shadows. Now, the truth may finally be emerging. This is the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 171 of the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
That's right.
Joining me, as always, is I have a need to know, Adam.
What's up, everybody?
And I am Topher. The O has been censored because the internet is very censored today, and because today we are talking about an incident that was heavily censored and covered up by across the world. That's right. Today we are talking about the Magé UAP incident. I've been hinting at it for weeks, if not outright saying we're going to talk about this one. I wrote an article on my Substack. You can check it out at Topher LS on Substack. We'll be going through the article today, and boy howdy, it is a doozy.
It is, and going through your article just reminded me of all the stuff that was going on those 2 days or 2 nights on Reddit and on X as well. It was like live going on, and then I forgot about that one thing, the actual object on the mountain, right, or on the hill or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like, yeah, I completely forgot about that. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
but good job finding the archive stuff. I mean, that was a really, really good investigation.
Yeah, just at the top, I recommend in the sources for this article, I listed the main sources I used, but the very top one was a Reddit post made about 6 years ago. And the guy at the time who made it had the foresight to use the web archive to document all of the links that he was digging up from people who are posting. I have a hard time on my laptop loading some of those links using the Wayback Machine. They either won't load fully
was it Twitter, or because I clicked on, oh, wait a minute. Let's see. You had a link.
There's
here's a link to an archive Twitter. Okay, I opened that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I even said the article there. Sometimes I can get it to open, sometimes I can't. That's a lot of these links, unfortunately. And then I ended up finding videos online of people who had found other videos online and put them in to their videos. And so here we are, like four videos removed, where it's a video of a video of a video of a video. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I really had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it is very, very hard to find. I did find some videos which you also found, the same ones. There was one more I found of just a chick on a motorcycle saying that they killed the alien or something.
That is in the article as well. That one I will let you know when it's coming up. But just as a top level summary, in May of 2020, there was all of these people posting on X, or I guess it was Twitter at the time, and Reddit. Yeah. They were posting all these videos. There was lights in the sky. There were helicopters flying around, just going nuts. And so the main theory as to what happened, and there used to be a lot more evidence of this, was that UFOs, at least one, had been shot down in the municipality of Magé in Brazil.
Right.
And I do believe, after even doing all this, I believe that's what happened when it happened, because I got to see it firsthand. And I believe it just as much now as I did then after doing all this research. And hopefully you guys will be able to see what we see.
Yeah, and Magé is near Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, of course, right? And this was in 2020, so not that long ago. I mean, I can't believe what was happening in 2020 as well.
Something really weird was happening in 2020. But let's start diving into the article, and everything we just talked about. We'll just
let us know what you found out in your investigation. And like you said, the stuff was not easy to find, but you did an excellent job. I think you probably found everything that you can find on what happened those couple of days. Yeah,
sure hope so. So at this point, it's hard to deny that UAPs are part of our human history. As Adam and I have covered for years now that there have been UAPs, aliens even, and just strange events that have been with us humans for hundreds of years. We talked about a different article I wrote a while ago about all the different major UAP sightings throughout history. There was
Yep.
some in France. There was one from ancient Greece, I think. I mean, they've been documented for a very long time, just as much as we humans have been around.
Yes.
And there also have been a series of cover-ups. Not to keep bringing this up, another article that we talked about on here, the Penturk, just a few weeks ago, we talked about how bad the cover-up was for that event. But at least
what a weird one.
it was a very weird one, but at least a lot of people in the area seem to remember that.
Yeah.
Magé, I think as the years have gone on, with less and less news about it, and less news still existing, a lot of people have forgotten about it. And of course, I think probably the most famous example of a cover-up that wasn't super successful was the Roswell incident.
Yes.
So in the dark ages, before the internet and social media were around, hiding UAP incidents was relatively more simple. The government would spread misinformation through government agents to muddy the waters of the actual event. They could lie about the event to the public and bank on the fact that people used to trust the government for the story to die out. And in extreme cases, they would frame the murder of a witness or researcher to look like a suicide. And almost every time they do this, all of us go, well, okay, he didn't kill himself. He's got 2 gunshots in the back of the head. Somehow he managed to poison himself and stab himself and fall over.
Right. They don't care, we know.
Right. But oddly enough, even with the advent of internet and social media, the basic strategy for governments hasn't changed much. Governments still lie, they still cheat, and they will kill in order to keep the truth about UAPs hidden from the common folk. But with more access to the internet, the truth always seems to slip through the cracks. And I've got a long rant here about that's the beauty of the internet, right? It's there and we can all share information with each other freely and most of the time without restriction. And that's why they're clamping so hard on the internet. They're clamping down on it. They don't want us sharing this information. They don't like us sharing this information because the more information we have, the more power we have. And
Absolutely.
God forbid the people have power. And we'll see this from time to time. Maybe a politician will get caught doing something he wasn't supposed to do. And then all of a sudden you're going to see him go on to podcasts and talk about how great he is. And there's going to be a bunch of articles talking about how great he is. And then the original story about him screwing up, I'm always saying him, but it could be a her too. See, I'm not sexist.
No, you're not.
Then the original story will die and people go, hey, do you remember when, Senator so-and-so did that thing? And people go, what? No, I thought he was a great guy.
Speaking of, Senator Lady Lindsay's dead.
Just passed away last night.
Yes.
And apparently had a conversation with Trump like just hours before that. So he was in Kiev. He was in Kiev and had a sudden mysterious illness, which screams heart attack, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Cardiac arrest.
Or he was poisoned, as one of my family members pointed out to me, which
not surprising.
Yeah,
I mean, someone like him.
Yeah. So going back to the internet, this is why we're we're in the midst of enshittification, making everything worse.
Enshittification.
Yeah, making things shitty, making them worse. It's why instead of it's why we're rebuilding cable, but just using streaming services instead. You can't just go on Netflix and find whatever you want. You have to be subscribed to Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Amazon, and then now they're talking about doing packages, and it's just like, well, we're back to the cable again.
You're cutting the wire, but then you're actually paying more money because you're paying separate services. For the one cable bill you used to pay.
Yeah,
so you're not saving shit.
And it's why, because they don't like us having, this free exchange of information. It's why the internet, I believe, will soon require your ID in order to be accessed.
Oh, definitely.
They want to know who is criticizing the government, where they are, and what bank accounts their money is stored in. And I will let you guys do the math there. But let's get back to the cover-ups of UAPs. What happens when governments of the world succeed in the cover-ups? How many UAP cases are there out there that have been completely hidden or removed from public knowledge? So today, as you guys know, we're talking about Magé, which I would say is the most egregious cover-up in the history of UAP incidents.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, for those of you who were there, I mean, it was literally I was up that night watching news coming out of Magé. The next morning, gone. It was just gone.
Yeah, I remember that.
And even touch on this earlier. Even YouTube went down that night. Very, very suspicious.
Right. Yeah. If we have any Brazilian listeners and fans, reach out to us. If you remember that night and you're around Rio de Janeiro or Magé, then yeah, we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah. So as we've covered and as we all know, Brazil has no shortage of UAP sightings, right?
No.
We've got Virginia, which we've talked about at length. There's Operation Saucer or the Colares incident, and we have official UFO night. And all three of those, I know Virginia's gotten a lot of traction in the last few months, but Colares and UFO night, very fun to dig into. So I highly recommend people do that. So Magé, as best I can tell, doesn't really stand out too much. It just seems like another area in Brazil, nothing out of the ordinary. I don't know Brazil very well, but just based on my small amount of research into the area, Magé seems pretty normal, except for one thing. It is home to the branch of Imbel, IMBL, which is a Brazilian war material industry.
Imbel. It's like imbecile. Sorry.
It's Brazilian Ministry of Defense owned corporation that functions as the country's primary defense manufacturer, aka a weapons manufacturer.
Shit.
They specialize in small arms, heavy ammunition, explosives, and communications equipment for the Brazilian armed forces. And as we know, UAPs seem to love military locations.
They do.
However, UAPs seem to have a particular interest in nuclear weapons and material, as we know. However, this company Imbel is not known to work with any nuclear materials.
Yeah, and Brazil is not a nuclear power, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So Imbel is worth noting, and we'll talk about their involvement in this case. I do think, oddly enough, it's circumstantial, but I'll let you guys make.
It's still important. It's still a very important data point. Yes.
Yeah. It is also worth noting that the company Imbel was celebrating its 212th anniversary on May 12th, 2020. And a lot of people, skeptics, have speculated that this would have been an appropriate time for some sort of weapons test, aka causing all the lights in the sky that night. However, many in the area have pointed out there was no fanfare or news or anything to denote the anniversary date. So nobody knew that this was the 212th anniversary of Imbel, except for Imbel and skeptics later on. And they didn't celebrate their anniversary that year or any other year. So that's a little bit on Imbel. They could have something to do with why UAPs were in the area, or they could be in a wrong place, wrong time type of thing. And I think that's the case, but we'll get into that. As Adam joked about earlier, a very funny thing was happening in 2020.
Yeah, it's very funny. It was hilarious.
Just hilarious. It was so fun. I probably don't need to remind anyone about COVID, but in May 2020, it was just beginning to take hold around the world. And it was the reason why many people were stuck at home for extended periods of time. If you remember, lockdowns were just starting to go into effect, including in Brazil. And that's kind of why the Magé incident was perfect in that, in terms of timing. People in Brazil were home and bored with nothing to do. And all of a sudden in the night sky, this starts going on. And what else? And everywhere else in the world going through the same thing. They're stuck at home. They're looking on the internet and nothing to do. And all of a sudden there's this explosion of news coming out of Brazil. And so everyone is refreshing Twitter, refreshing Reddit. What's going on? What's going on?
Exactly.
It was crazy. You could see a constant stream of new videos of blinding lights in the sky, helicopters flying low overhead, explosions, and constant unintelligible Portuguese. And I do want to note, Portuguese is a beautiful language, but man, when you don't know it, it is hard to make out anything.
Yeah, because it sounds Spanish, but it doesn't sound Spanish, right? It's very unique. However, I've known Spanish speakers. They said they can learn Portuguese easy. Like really? Spanish speakers, yeah. I've known. So it is similar. I guess they just say things differently,
Yeah. Interesting. So after it was May 12th, the night that all these videos started to go up, it was the next morning that links began to disappear. Images and videos were unceremoniously removed or deleted from social media with no like note from a moderator saying, "Oh, we had to remove this because yada yada." They were just gone.
Yeah, I remember that. Exactly like a military operation. Like that's how the internet acts when there's a military operation happening. They just complete lockdown, complete delete everything.
And it got worse too because Twitter and Reddit began putting a ban on certain keywords, so new posts about what was happening in Magé would never even get published.
Yeah.
So if you were posting a video that said new lights in the sky over Magé, and you tried to post that on Twitter or Reddit, it wouldn't even go up to be deleted. It just wouldn't go up.
So weird.
And there was a lot of drama around Reddit. I do use Reddit, and trust me, you guys don't want to hear about Reddit drama. It's really
you do. It's nice
boring.
though. It's nice though that you use Reddit, because you use Reddit way more than me, and I use X way more than you. So
yeah, so we're covering all our bases here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The reason why, because Reddit keeps deleting shit. Every time you send me stuff, I swear to God, 90% of them go, "Sorry, this post has been deleted."
That's why. Yeah, it's why I don't.
Crazy.
And it's just this is the whole why people. This is most of the drama that's centered around Reddit is because stuff like that happens where it just gets disappeared and the mods go, "Well, I don't know why that's gone. That's so weird."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so it's not a reliable source for citations. It's a reliable source for research, right? You can get a lot of information that's extremely difficult to find anywhere else. But however, you better take that stuff and put it somewhere else if you want it to remain like a permanent link for for a resource, right? Yeah.
I think I can skip all of this, but yeah, no answers were provided as to why stuff was disappearing ever. We never got any kind of explanation. Blame was pointed in every direction. We had new communities created on Twitter and Reddit, people jumping ship from the standard, this is where I read about UFOs. They started making new communities so they could not get censored.
Yeah.
But let's finally dive into what was happening over Magé.
Let's do it.
In the late hours of the night, residents were alerted to bright lights and loud noises in the sky over Magé, Brazil. It was May 12th, 2020. And with all the removed social media posts, details are still quite sketchy, but I did find a link to the archived Twitter thread. And you said you had that up?
Oh, yes. This one right here.
Yeah, but see, it doesn't load properly, does it?
Well, no, I think it's not black. There's something there right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the rest of them? Do they show anything?
Same kind of thing. She's like, this one is black. Yeah. And then this one is this.
That's looking down into Magé, I think. I don't think that's up in the sky. Anyway.
That's definitely the city.
There is
the house.
There is a video that I also put in the article. That one was weird too.
Let's see. I got a ton of them. Is it this one? Yeah, probably this one.
What's up, man?
Oh, will you mute this, please?
Guys, I'm on Governor's Island near.
What?
Will you keep this muted? So, for whatever stupid ass reason, I have a theory. Someone took this original video and removed the original audio and used an AI English voice to recapture.
Oh yeah. So yeah, because the original is probably in Spanish. Yeah, and then
Portuguese,
or Portuguese. Sorry, and then used AI and then re-uploaded it. That's fine. That's so we can understand it. No,
I think it's for people who don't look at the link, they'll look at it and go like, this doesn't make any sense. Why in the world is there an English speaker going ham in Brazil with all these videos? Because they translated it, used AI voice to record it in English and then put it over the video like that's what was being said. Anyway.
Oh, instead of saying that it's a translation.
Right.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So it wasn't properly labeled. I mean, yeah, people should label AI.
Yeah.
Which YouTube and all these platforms do push you to do.
Yes, as they should. That's one good thing they're doing there.
Yeah.
But to sum it all up, and this video is okay. It shows a little bit of what was going on, but I can, as a witness of the videos that I saw that from that night, this is nothing.
Right.
To sum up all the evidence that was seen here, and also from memory, there are various lights moving around in the sky above Magé. and the sound of helicopters were heard because you could see the helicopters chasing the craft. That was fun stuff. Of course, long gone.
Yeah, long.
So a lot of people refer to this as a battle during the night, which culminated in the crash of at least one craft. But the word battle is kind of like making it more dramatic than it was. It didn't seem like a battle. It seemed
Star
like something.
Wars.
It seemed like something was shot down. That's
Right.
really what it was.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
Yeah. There have been rumors and speculation about the crashing of a second craft, but just for the sake of brevity and because I really could not find any evidence of a second crash, we're just going to stick with the first crash and just refer to it as the crash.
Okay.
Either way, residents were then subject to the military craft flooding Magé's airspace that night and the days following the incident. One of the videos that I did find, I think I linked in the article, but it's not necessary for us to watch it because just you'll see helicopters and military planes flying around Magé. And I just want to make it really clear. The people in Magé, when they were asked, are like, no, we barely see regular helicopters, let alone military helicopters flying around. We don't see military craft flying around ever. And all of a sudden the airspace was just full of them for days after this.
So wait, even though that military contractor is around there, I mean, I was looking at Magé anyway, it's huge, right? But where the military contractor is, it's a tiny area, which looks hidden. So maybe not actually.
So
never mind.
Best I can tell is Imbel makes things like guns and ammunition, right? They don't have it, but like personal
not
weapons.
Aerospace stuff.
Right. I could be wrong, but that was just the small amount of research I did on Imbel. That was the best I could find. Okay. I also did notice as I was doing research and looking for videos, this whole video is great. When I was looking for evidence from that night in Magé, there's a lot of miscellaneous video footage that's been thrown in there and called video footage from Magé, but it's not. Like I saw footage from the Iron Dome because there's a million pieces of video about the Iron Dome shooting down another bottle rocket. And a lot of that got re-uploaded and called, oh, here's the UFO getting shot down over Magé, and it's pretty clear that it's not. Okay. It's a clever tactic to ruin investigations into any UAP event. People will see that the footage used is incorrect. They'll say, that's not Magé. That's clearly the Iron Dome in Israel. And they'll go, okay, so the rest of this whole video is completely bunk then. So they'll think the whole event is fake or exaggerated because
someone inserted that one quite thing in there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But despite the mountain of real and fake evidence that was quickly accumulating on social media, it was quite clear that something real was happening in the skies over Magé. People were seeing orbs, crafts, and other weird things. And people were watching the military fly in helicopters and chase these crafts around. It was really, really bizarre. I remember watching these videos and I could not find any good ones left.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of the witnesses that they found and interviewed the next day, he talked about, and I have it linked in the article. I don't know if that's one of the ones you pulled up.
Yeah, that was.
It's the guy in the girl. They're
this
talking.
Guy right here. In this one.
No, not that guy.
Oh.
It is a couple of witnesses briefly talking about what they saw, and it's about the guy he's talking about.
Oh, you use that same video a lot. This one probably.
Yes. It's from here it is. That's him right there.
That's the one, right?
Yeah. Can you move our little photos so people can read the subtitles?
Move it back.
No, our PFPs are covering up the subtitles.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the video.
There we go.
Seguindo a luz.
Seguindo a luz, depois ficou transitando.
Eram quantos helicópteros?
2 helicópteros, a princípio, as que eu vi foram 2, e depois, na hora que esses 2 foram embora, foram mais 2 embora. São 4 helicópteros, aqui na verdade.
E a sua visão é de que eles estavam perseguindo essa luz vermelha.
Acompanhando o tempo todo essa luz vermelha. Quando ele desceu, essa luz vermelha desceu na direção da mata, que sumiu, que ela apagou tudo, e teve um barulhão, e o helicóptero ficou ainda sobrevoando toda a área de mata.
So that's all we really need to see from that video. That part anyway. This next part actually was showing some of the military craft flying around Magé the next day, but we don't have to really watch that. It's not that important. But yeah, that video, that guy was talking about watching helicopters chase a glowing red object until it came down in the forest, right? Evidence one of something crashing in the forest. And again, this is kind of the problem with witness testimony, right? It's going to seem like it contradicts each other. People are talking about orbs or they're talking about crafts, and it's kind of like, well, which one is it? And maybe they're lying because they're saying different things, but that's not really the case. When you've got something happening, and like you pointed out, Magé is a big area, so you got witnesses who are viewing this from different points of view, and they're going to see something different.
Right.
But it's clear something came down in the woods. The actual, and that's the crash group we're talking about, and that crash has much less remaining evidence. There are many witnesses that reported seeing and hearing small explosions in the sky, but I could not find any videos that survived the scourge, and I seem to remember seeing those back in the day.
Me too. Yeah.
Actually, I wrote that here. For what it's worth, there are those of us online who do remember seeing those posts at the time, but they're long gone. But there is one piece of remaining evidence that could be seen here. It's the giant flash. I think it's this video. Go to 344, the one you're on.
344.
344. Let's try that.
Oh yeah, Here there.
Did you play that already? I'm switching between my article and
that's fine. No, that's fine. Right here.
Yes.
Yeah, these are the flashes. Whoa.
Boom. Big flash in the night sky on the ground level. And they later, news crews found the guy who uploaded that video, found him. He was a resident of Magé. That was indeed his footage, and they were able to estimate where the flash of light came from, where the crash was. And we will talk about that. That's coming up.
No shit.
Sorry, I've got itchy throat today.
No problem.
Yeah, so just real briefly here, the Magé incident was marred by the flood of false reports and subsequent censorship by the powers that be, so additional information of the crash is both hard to find and it's hard to verify its veracity. But at this point of the night, military had rolled into Magé and blocked off large parts of the area. Again, videos that I know existed because I remember watching them.
Yeah.
And I also remember, tell me if you remember this, I remember residents in the Magé area like not crawling, but they were like going through the woods, running to the crash, trying to get footage of it. And there was a lot of stuff that came out that night that's hard to tell. And there's only really one video that's left remaining, and it's so obviously fake, which is why it still exists. That one's really frustrating.
And that's the one on the mountain, right?
It's it's lit like someone stuck a bowl, like a metal bowl, into the ground up a hill.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's when that one remained, and that one was the one that's etched in people's memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the night of May 12th was when the overwhelming censorship campaign began. It was the same night of the event. Censorship began almost immediately. Though many stayed glued to the screens, eager for more news, the majority of those in the Western world were going to bed. It's getting late that night. But when we all woke up on the next morning, the 13th, the news was missing. A transformation had occurred overnight, and spaces on Twitter and Reddit were metaphorically on fire. Posts from Magé had magically disappeared. Keywords like Magé, Brazil, and even the Pentagon was being censored. And
Pentagon too?
Yep.
Weird.
And remember when I mentioned that YouTube had an outage that night as well, right? Remember me saying that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. When YouTube came back up, all of those videos from Magé gone.
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, the NSA was hard at work with that one.
Oh, yeah. And so the only pieces we have remaining today are from users that downloaded the footage that was available at the time. And yet, the most frustrating aspect about all of this is the lack of answers or accountability for the censorship. No explanation, whether it be true or false, has been given as to why these videos were removed from the internet or by whom. But as you pointed out, we can make a pretty safe guess.
It's weird because, like you pointed out, and you found this footage right here, this archived footage, is that the mainstream media in Brazil picked this up, interviewed the guy, right, who put up the Eyewitness, and this is for, this is like it's not a short show, and there's still no accountability from Brazil. I mean, it's great now that Brazil is saying, "Oh, we're going to open the files." I think this is an important one that they should release. Right, what happened that night?
Yep. I mean, this is one of those things when they're talking about the UFO tranches and all this other stuff where they're releasing clear footage. I mean, great. And especially this newest one. If we talk about today, you guys will see very good. There's some really cool footage in there. I think it's the best tranche we've gotten, but that's not what I care about. I want to know what happened on May 12th, 2020. I want to know what happened in Roswell in 1947.
Yeah, and we want to hear and we want to read the conclusions or hear the conclusions. What does the assessment the government made? You know, don't just give us the videos. We want to hear the assessment. What our tax dollars is paid for.
Exactly.
You know, right.
So let's go back to Imbel, because that crash that we watched the flash of light from earlier, they determined that flash, the crash, occurred right in the backyard of Imbel.
No shit.
Oh yeah, right behind their building.
Wait, let's go check this out. Wait a minute, because Imbel is right over here.
Yeah.
According
so
to your,
actually, if you go to the article, I have a map with some circles.
Yes.
And, yeah, and
this
that
one
shows
right here.
it shows where Imbel is.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. So the crash site 1 is that left red circle. The crash site 2 that maybe exists, maybe not. That's the right circle, and we're going to disregard that.
So this right circle you're disregarding, but the left. So it happened at the actual facility, because this is the facility here,
right in their backyard, right behind it.
Right here.
Yeah, and we're going to watch some footage of people flying drones over the area and doing some close examinations, and it's a pretty obvious crash site. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me see. Where was I? So we talked about the flash of light. That's crash site A. Right. As more military aircraft were spotted overhead, several residents of the Magé area quickly made their way to the Imbel facility in search of the unknown downed craft. And that's actually where the video of the lady on the motorcycle is talking about, because as they're driving through Magé, she and the person driving the motorcycle, it's very clear that they can hear gunshots and explosions and all this other stuff going on at the Imbel facility. And she's saying, "Oh my God, they're killing ET," which is, maybe they weren't, but I mean, it's still.
Which is this one?
There were gunshots and explosions heard that the following day, in the hours after this event happened. So pretty strange.
Yeah. Did you want to hear her saying that, or watch?
Yeah,
her?
I might as well play it. Yeah, let's do it. Give me a nice break.
Okay.
Tá escutando, gente? Será que isso é normal por aqui? Eu pergunto ao pessoal que mora aqui. Acho que estão explodindo o ET. Estão acabando com as provas, pra ninguém ver. The Walking Dead. Não, sério. Será que não estão explodindo, não? A nave espacial? Ó, por enquanto, demos a volta em tudo. Já vamos sair daqui de parte de trás. Meu Deus, que barulho! Gente, coisa maluca que tá acontecendo. Eu não vou desligar a câmera. Vou dar uma pausa aqui. Agora a gente vai passar em frente à fábrica da Imbel, onde estava acontecendo aqui.
Olha aí.
Weird. I mean, obviously, I don't speak Portuguese, so I don't know if that's exactly what she was saying.
Yeah.
Obviously, Brazil has lots of shots. People shooting. I mean, just like any big economy and free economy.
But
so I don't know.
The gunshots and the explosion, though. I mean, with all this going on, it doesn't add up. It's tough to, I don't think you can just chalk that up to random gunshots heard in Brazil, especially in this area. But I think the better video is when the truth hunters looking for the downcraft and all this stuff, they arrive the next day at the Imbel facility and they're right out front. They filmed smoke coming from behind the facility and more explosions in the forest behind the building. And here,
what minute is that one at?
That is at 29 seconds to 36 seconds in one of the videos I've sent you. I don't know. Here, I'll send you.
29 seconds. So it's not
because the person making the video here, I'm going to send it to your signal. It's this.
Well, anything you have linked in the article, I opened up. So
Okay.
yeah, I just need to know because a lot of them are linked to the same video.
Right, because he
Is
used
it that one?
One of the footage. I don't know. It's not the one you're looking at right now. That's the interview.
Yeah, I know it's not that one, but
it's the one I sent you. If you play that at 29 seconds.
oh yeah, this video.
Yeah, forgive the shitty music. That's all it was right there. It's just little clips because I couldn't find the clip on its own. So again, when I was writing this article, I kept having to use, clips from another, YouTube documentary about these because they had all the clips. I don't know where they got theirs from, but they had them.
Nice.
So anyway, those people who showed up that day at the Imbel facility saw this smoke, heard further explosions. They were actually, I learned this later. They had brought their drone with them and were trying to film. And of course, the people at the gate were like, "Oh, we can't tell you what's going on behind there, and you definitely can't come in. You definitely can't film." That being said, I don't know if it's the same crew, but we did end up getting some drone footage from behind Imbel, including some great photos. So if you can go to the article really quick and scroll down at the picture of the hole in the trees.
Yes, I remember that one.
That seems pretty conclusive
Right here.
in my book. Yeah, right there. So you see a pretty big gap in the trees, and you also see that huge tree that's been snapped in half.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something went right through it.
Right.
So we've got pictures of that. Sorry, I got lost here. Let me check. Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, skeptics in true skeptic fashion, they said, "Oh, there's explosions and gunshots heard from the gunshot making facility. What a big surprise!" Except they conveniently forget that explosions and gunfire from the facility were not ever heard by residents of Magé before this.
Right.
And many residents pointed out that the explosions were so abnormal and they were so loud that they thought their town was being bombed for a little bit.
They were panicking. I do remember that. There was a lot of panicking going on.
So for skeptics to say, "Oh, it's just a weapons facility practicing their weapons," makes no sense. But yeah, so as you can see in that picture, big hole in the side of the woods, and then we have overhead drone footage, and there's a big gap in the trees, like something crashed there.
Right.
And we also, oddly enough, were able to get satellite footage of the forest before and after that time in May. So they had someone, I don't know how, figured out that the satellite photographs taken of Mage from overhead were from before the 12th or 13th, and then they compared it to footage taken a couple years later, and you can see there's something big had happened there.
Right.
Very cool stuff. Now I just want everyone to say it with me. Then it got weirder because while all of this was going on, Imbel posted a piece of unhappy news. An employee of theirs had unfortunately passed away. Of course, the original announcement has been long removed, but we have some small pieces of evidence remaining that bring up further questions. The news was originally posted just a few days after May 12th and said that the employee had passed away due to an unfortunate accident, presumably on the Imbel site. The sister of the employee, which is the evidence we still have today, made a post on Facebook following the announcement, begging for more information about his passing. And I think I saw that you had that screenshot coming up. Oh, no, maybe not. But there's a Facebook post by a woman whose brother was the one who died at the Imbel facility. And she basically is saying, let's share this. It can't stay like this. Help me share. We won't research whether it was an accident or not. So they weren't told, her family wasn't told how her brother died. And she was looking for answers. And the fact that it happened during this time period is really bizarre.
Yeah.
Because in a vacuum, this wouldn't look good for Embel. An employee passing on site is never a great sign, but when the family is going to social media to beg for answers, it takes on a much more ominous tone. And then you throw it on top with everything that was going on in Magé at the time, it becomes another level of sinister secrecy that adds fuel to this conspiracy fire. Now, there was another nebulous Facebook post, which is truly bizarre. It is someone posted on Facebook that someone had told them that they had seen an Embel. I've been very scared for about 2 days. After a colleague who works there at CBC in Magé, she made me promise that I would never reveal her name because she really needs the job. That's how I'm going to do it, but I'll share it with you. What she told me, first, she hasn't been able to sleep since the incident because she doesn't take the image of the aliens off of her head, and they can't say anything about what happened. According to her, some soldiers from the United States came with very foreign weapons and captured the aliens. There were 4, but one was already dead, and another was executed by the soldiers. So 2 were captured, wounded near the forest. She said they're too big. They look like basketball players. And they're, oh, wow. Americans killing African Americans in other countries, too. That's great.
Right.
Looks like basketball players. Anyway. They look like basketball players, and they're almost identical to humans. In the sector she was in, she was closer to the army operation, and she said she was ordered to leave the place and leave with her head down so as not to look at the aliens. Even so, she was convinced to see a part of the body that was being transported, getting ready for transport. All employees were entrusted to say nothing. They were told to say nothing. I'm assuming this is a translation from Portuguese to English and not a very
right.
good one.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Part of the ship was being destroyed so as to not see the part that was out of the water. She listened to them talking and saying that the aliens are getting involved and are everywhere more and more often. For the location in America, several UFOs flying in Sao Paulo, Parana, and Rio de Janeiro are identified. 2 aliens were taken alive. It's the wreckage of the ship on the lake. So there's a lot of stuff.
2 aliens were taken alive?
So the general theory of what happened was there were four aliens on this craft. 1 died on impact. 1 was shot immediately by the Americans and died immediately. The other two ran off into the jungle and either were shot and captured or just captured, but we got all 4 of them supposedly.
Damn, man.
A lot of this again is speculation. And it's just, it's a lot of he said, she said, and we're guessing because we have to.
Yeah, and, exactly. And it's just, it's perfect for psyops.
Yeah. And, you know, like I just said, we can't verify anything about this really. But all the pieces fit together nicely, right? We've got smoke, explosions, and gunshots heard from the areas behind the facility. And if this is what happened, the 4 aliens running around and all that, it would explain a lot of the secrecy around the entire event. This post also described a crashed craft, military personnel entering the area and using explosives to gain entrance to the craft, shooting and capture of aliens from the craft, all of which would equal an event akin to Roswell or a science fiction movie. So yeah, that could be, if that's truly how it happened. I mean, that makes sense as to why they've been so secret about covering this up.
Yeah, exactly. And why they would start deleting stuff like that. That only happens in something extremely serious.
Yeah. There are also several more pieces of nebulous evidence, all of which would arise during the investigation and not necessarily from the event itself. The first was the alleged radio broadcast from the Brazilian military. Voices on the radio discuss the crash and bodies that are not human. Do you want to play that video? Do you have that one? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's a few minutes long. It's a translation. So basically what this guy did, he had gotten leaked audio footage of the radio chatter, and he did his best to interpret what it said and put it into a program that just relays it in English. So we can get
some things are shaky. There is a supposed audio leak from the Brazilian military discussing this event caught on radio scanners. It took a lot of digging to find an active link to the Portuguese radio conversation. Unfortunately, because the scattered nature of the recorded conversation itself, the translation service that I use is not able to fully and accurately translate the full Portuguese radio conversation.
Câmera 4, confirma a chegada na estação. Base Alcântara confirmou a avaria no objeto com tiro americano. Confirma-se abatido, câmbio.
Like I said, I am going to post it. I'd love somebody who speaks Portuguese to listen to it and tell me what they think of the voice inflections and everything else. But I do have an English translation. We won't get to hear how the voices themselves sound, but you at least get the message.
706. Start of communication by radio between the military teams. Base 1, 2, 3, and 4. Radio noise. Number 4 confirms arrival at the station. Alcântara base confirms the damage of the object with an American shot. Confirm if it was shot down. Radio noise not understandable. 726, 730. Confirm position. Go to the location. You will need 3 or 4 teams. There are too much material to collect. You have to take the small road. 731. Did you copy base 2? 732. By the small road, it's not possible to descend. 740. Did you copy base 3? 737. It doesn't have human appearance. Did you copy? 740. Radio noise. There are only these. There are no more. More radio noise. The others were in such a state that we can only take the ones that are here. 750. Did you copy base 2? Confused audio, not very clear and distorted. They are talking about clothes. 754. Go with protection. Nobody is going to touch those things. 758. These bodies are not human. Over. No way we can touch on those things. 803 till 808. Not understandable. 808 till 811. He is talking about taking down a drone. 812. Confirm if the equipment was taken down. 813. Capture the equipment shot down drone. Also is taken to the base. Over. 815. The truck is going down by the small road. Over. 820. Positive base. Forward. Over. 823. Go taking it slowly by heart. Go to the factory and there we will see what to do. 828. It has to be taken with camouflage. Over. 835. Radio voice distorted. Everything is smashed, damaged, and there is no way we can put it there. There are more bodies inside. I have never seen such a thing. These things are not people. 845. Do you copy base? 846. Do not approach without proper clothes. Wait till it arrives. Take it as it is. 852. At the patio, it's protected. Closed. Cover everything well so nothing can be seen. Did you copy? 857. Radio noise. 905. Retrieve all cell phones from the guards. Did you copy? Do not allow anyone to record anything. Do you copy? 913. I did copy, baby 2. 915. Base 1. The American force from Alcântara is going to the base position and will retrieve the objects. Did you copy? 922. It is to operate within the Águia protocol.
Águia in Portuguese translates to eagle in English.
Oh, which is like US. Dude, that's crazy. What does it say about space station? I missed that.
So we will cover. So what they're talking about is Alcântara, and we will circle back. But everyone keep that in mind.
Okay.
Good job, Adam, bringing that up because they did mention that several times, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But crazy. Another big piece.
This was a police. Sorry. So this was a police
military.
Military. All right. Got it.
Yeah. Supposedly, again, you know.
Yeah. Of course.
But it fits in with everything we know. Everything
it does
fits. Very neatly together. Another piece of evidence comes from, and this one's pretty infamous now, a recording of an intoxicated member of the Brazilian military talking about this event. And of course, he was recorded without his permission and uploaded. And I did link to the full audio clip, but it's in Portuguese, and so I can't understand it. But just as a translation, summarized translation, this guy was saying that the craft was able to change its form, but primarily stayed in a teardrop shape rather than the stereotypical disc shape of most UFOs. The soldier also said that the craft contained several non-human life forms, and at least one survived its foray into Magé airspace. Sorry, I typoed here. I should change that. It survived its foray into the Magé forest. So
yeah.
one was running around. At least one was running around the forest Magé, which is why there was so much military
commotion
activity going on in the next day or so.
Yeah.
And to tie this testimony back to Imbel, the soldier also stated that that several people had been hospitalized due to interaction with lights from the craft. At least one human died. Now, is that the one human that also Imbel posted about? Unfortunately, this person has passed away. We can't verify that, but again, it fits together.
Yeah.
So the last piece of evidence that needs to be discussed, and this is another big one, nebulous. It's funny at best, but again, it fits. You'll see what I mean. It comes from a YouTube comment, and usually you'd be like, okay, how is this evidence? But the comment was allegedly made by another member of the Brazilian military on a now deleted documentary about the Magé incident and can only be found using the Internet Archive. Here's a screenshot of the comment translated from Portuguese. If you guys want to read that whole thing, go ahead, pause the video now and take a look. Pretty interesting stuff, but basically it means...
Is it this one?
Yes, you got it up right now.
Okay.
You guys can take a look at that on your own time, but just to summarize, U.S. military have been... Yeah, you can go ahead.
Hello. All right, so this is you said it's translated from Portuguese, right?
Correct.
And it's a Facebook comment.
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube comment. All right. So, hello. I'm a military at the armed forces. I will bring updated information so that the entire Brazilian population can learn about the inexplicable events that occurred in the region, and that all residents can have access to the truth of the facts that happened in the municipality of Magé in Rio de Janeiro. Initially, I will draw a timeline so that everyone can understand what was going on. On April 20th, 2020, military satellites in the United States, yeah, it looks like this is like the narrative now, huh? In the United States, detected a strong presence of unexplained aerial phenomena activities in some states of Brazil, such as Paraná, Sao Paulo, Minas Gerais. Sounds like
something in Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Amapa
and Rio de Janeiro. On April 21st, 2020, the United States Department of Defense, following international protocols determined by NATO, advised the Brazilian Ministry of Defense and the Brazilian Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Armed Forces, EMCFA, to intensify military air patrolling in the Rio de Janeiro region due to an increase in the activities of the phenomenon in that region. It was immediately determined by the EMCFA that military air patrolling be intensified in Rio de Janeiro with the support of the Brazilian Air Force Base of Santa Cruz, RJ, and the Navy Air Base of São Pedro de Aldeia, RJ. And then here we go. This is when it gets closer to the event.
Mm-hmm.
On May 1st, 2020, the radars of the 1st Integrated Air Traffic Control and the Air Defense Center detected strong activity from unknown aerial phenomenon in Rio de Janeiro state in the cities of Araruama, Duarte, Cachorés de Macacao, Sumiduro, and in the metropolitan area. There we go. Which was then informed to the Brazilian Airspace Defense Command. On May 12th, 2020, the Airspace Control Detachment of Pico do Couto in what are they doing here? Detected the increase of inexplicable activities in a very intense way in the region. At about 8 p.m. in the same day, U.S. military reported to the Brazilian government that a UFO had fallen in a forest area in the municipality of Magé. There we go. The U.S. Department of Defense then ordered General John Raymond, there we go, we have a name, to deploy 20 special... And then is it gone? Oh, 10 Special Forces soldiers to that region, being 10 from the U.S. Space Force. Wait, when was U.S. Space Force? I know it was in 2020.
It had to have been right around here, I think. Yeah.
A Space Force in 10 from the space. Has anyone tried to do a FOIA? Has like John Greenwald tried to do a FOIA with this? I mean,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Named some. Okay, cool. Because they named someone. Anyway, very cool. Very cool. That's crazy, man. What a crazy event. And that's why it was so deleted like that.
Uh-huh. But it gets weirder.
Yeah, right.
So just to sum that up, U.S. military have been tracking these crafts as early as April.
Yeah.
And when the craft entered Brazil airspace, U.S. informed Brazil, they worked together and recovered the craft, right?
Right.
So involved in the U.S. side of this was something called the 26th Squadron Space Aggressor, as you mentioned up there.
Mhm.
Now, supposedly, and you can look this up, this 26th Squadron Space Aggressor, which was created to replicate space-based and space-enabled threats. The
So
comments-
where did you find this one? Sorry. Where was this sourced from? This was that the same person said this about this?
No, you can look it up. That's public information.
No, I mean that the people that were there, was it this 26 squadron?
That's what this comment says.
Oh, that's what the comment says. Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't think I actually got I didn't. Okay. But the guy I took this video from did a really cool deep dive on the 26th Aggressor Squadron, John Raymond and Captain Barnes. It's all very crazy because the guy, was it John Raymond? One of them ended up becoming the head of the Space Force. I think it was General John Raymond.
Was it this part?
Let me see. I believe, yeah, right here. Go ahead.
Part of the actual recovery of the craft. Well, we have a couple of well-placed rumors to follow up on. We need to start by covering this since deleted YouTube comment on this Brazilian Magé investigation video. I know what you're thinking. It's a YouTube comment. However, there are pieces that are interesting to go off of. It's a translation of a supposed member of the Brazilian military, and they're talking with highly technical terms. I'll have the comment up in 2 parts on the screen. I'm going to summarize, so definitely pause the video if you want to read the whole thing in full. In April 2020, about 8 p.m., the US apparently sent 10 of the Space Force's brightest, along with 10 troops from the 26th Space Aggressor Squadron, commanded by Captain Barnes. We're going to continue on with this YouTube comment, but Captain Barnes is indeed in the quote Space Aggressor Squadron, a small reserve group designed to study, assess, and prep the Air Force for potential hostile extraterrestrials. It's a real thing. If it's a hoax, this Portuguese translated comment seems to have done their homework. Continuing on, morning of May 13th, Operation quote Organ Range, which is the translation of the nearby mountain range, apparently began. While Brazilian military provided mostly support, some were informed of quote 3 intruders or beings that were found in the forest around the ship. We're given exact coordinates. Supposedly 1 being was killed. Someone else was interested in this potential connection, Organ Range. We see here on the list of active CIA Freedom of Information Act requests, someone has requested, quote, all info on Operation Organ Range. I doubt we get any details from the government if this was an actual craft recovery, but it's fascinating stuff. How would the craft be transported out of Brazil and into American hands? Well, that could be thanks to Shell Corporation Orion AST. Their mission into American hands.
I just want to see this for you. What is it? Is the final response copies of all records related to information? Just for that. I thought they were looking for the crash. Okay, never mind.
Before you hit play, I was just going to talk about. We're going to dive into what he's about to talk about right now.
Actually. All right, nice. Yes.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, we mentioned Alcantara earlier. That refers to the Alcantara Space Center, a space launch facility located in and operated by Brazil. Oddly enough, the United States gained a presence there just days after the Magé incident through Orion AST. That's what he was just about to dive into now.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the Orion AST website no longer exists, and none of this can be verified, which is just incredible how that works. But it's speculated that, and based on their moved evidence that we've kind of listened to, Brazil let the U.S. take the downed aircraft out of the country using Orion AST, using that company that was found, because it was operating out of northern Brazil.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was clearly Clearly a shell company, and most likely the least evil thing that the United States has done on South American soil using a shell company.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So there is a lot more evidence. I stuck with the most big evidence, the most important evidence that I thought.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. I think that original Reddit posts where they list just everything they found is really good, is a really good source, but there's just not enough time to go through all of that. And trying to determine what's the most important and what's the most real is extremely difficult, especially nowadays. But I do, I do want to talk a little bit. That's pretty much it in terms of the information that I uncovered, and hopefully we've made a compelling case as to something real happening there.
Yeah, that is really crazy. Especially, I mean, that Facebook comment is something else.
Yeah,
but it could be counter intel saying shit like that.
it could be.
Yeah.
And finding information about this case, it really felt like I was gaslighting myself, because I knew I had seen some of these things before, like some of these videos that I remember seeing about this, and then going to look for them and realize they never existed. Is like, it sucks. It really does. But it really kind of led me down this road where the only thing, the thing I felt the most about all of this is just anger. It really pisses me off to no end how thorough of a removal job that the governments did.
Yeah.
It's
so annoying.
The level of cover up and censorship. I don't think it would have been. I don't think the governments would have gone so hard on covering this up if this was just a nothing burger.
Right.
It seems like
No,
they
of course
really,
not.
yeah. So I do, like I said at the top, I do think a UAP crashed in the Magé countryside. There are just too many coincidences and puzzle pieces that fit together, and there's
video
too much
and witness and eyewitnesses and
yes,
yeah, and even mainstream media and what we saw ourselves with our own eyes on social media. Just too much. I mean, definitely something happened.
Yeah,
and something so strange that they had to just delete everything
right
off the internet.
And I suppose that's why I ended up wanting to write about it. I mean, events and, by extension, the technology like this should belong to us, the people. And it's criminal that in Magé, this event is just deleted and forgotten about.
Yeah. And it's cool though, because Brazil is opening up just like the US. I think they're taking our I guess looking at us and trying to do it on their end as well. So something like this, it just happened 6 years ago. It shouldn't be hard to find the documents and the information on this case. So fascinating, man. Such a fascinating case.
And I just want to rant here for a little bit at the end. I think we need to hold our governments accountable and not let the elite, secret, oligarchical cabal decide what is best for us to know or not to know. I know I've been ragging on it for like months now, but some old guy in Congress who's like 10 seconds away from having a stroke and never heard from again shouldn't get to decide what's best for me to know and not to know.
Right.
But as we enter this new age of you'll own nothing and be happy, I do want to make a call to action to all of our listeners out there. Keep copies of any interesting files you come across. Did you see an undisputed video of a UFO or even an alien running around? Download it, copy it, save it. Did you read an article that proves the corruption of a corporation or government? Download the article and its sources and save them. Is there a book that contains anti-government sentiment? Buy a physical copy of the book and keep it someplace safe. Because if someone in power someday decides to rid the world of any information about a subject that they don't like, that makes them look bad, you'll have the proof that it existed, and that could make all the difference.
The secret manuscript.
The parasites in charge are constantly trying to shape our reality and brainwash us into licking their boots. But we have the information, we have the tools, we have the brains, which all means that we have the power. Don't succumb to being told how or what to feel. Do your own research, talk to real people, and don't believe the sadism that's being peddled. The only people you should be angry about are the ones who asked you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It's their final, most essential command, after all.
Nice, Topher. Very nice.
Thank you. That was a very fun. Oh, the video where you got paused right there. That's the fake one.
Yeah.
Yeah, wondering
Yeah,
if
and
you
that's the one that was allowed to be
still exist.
Yeah, and I remember it stayed after everything was deleted. Oh,
Yeah.
this is the one that stayed.
Yeah.
Like you woke up the next day, you're like, oh, that's okay. All right,
Yeah.
fine. I'll watch this. And no, that's fake. No. But all the other ones, everyone's freaking out and showing the helicopters or the drones or the UFOs. That was all gone, completely gone. I think maybe they didn't like the emotion. You know, they were too scared that all these emotions getting out there of people
Yeah.
freaking out.
That's the excuse anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
it seemed to me like a lot of people, Magé, this was exciting for them. Look, I mean, these guys drove out to the Imbel base and were like,
Yeah.
yeah, we've got our drone. We want to go see what the hell's going on back here, guys.
I would too, huh? I mean,
Yeah.
so cool, man. I was just thinking, like, if it happened like around here, I would get in my car. I'll be
yeah.
out there. I'll be chasing it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
here we go, the fake one.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, this was a very hard case to study, and a lot of it is, is based off memory. It's a 6-year-old memory at this point.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a cool case, definitely real.
Yeah.
I don't know about the whole aliens thing. You know, definitely we shot something down. The United States shot something down.
Yeah.
Brazil is huge.
It is.
So they can see something before where the trajectory is, where it's entering. We probably shot it down in space somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, it's
right.
It's definitely possible. I recommend, if you guys want a good time, I put it in the sources. There's a CGI animation about 25 minutes long, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we were playing it.
But it's kind of wacky because they took every rumor about this case and threw it in that video. So someone originally had said, "Oh, the Americans brought psychics in to track the."
Yeah, he put that in there. I saw that. Yeah,
that's in the CGI video. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. It's definitely it's
cool.
a good time.
I mean, yeah, and we know how. I mean, this takes a lot of effort to do in CGI. But yeah, he took every single rumor.
Mm-hmm.
The shooting of the aliens, capturing of a couple of them.
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because like it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, what's the newest information about Magé? What's some of the new news that's come out of here? What else have we learned? Like nothing. It's stopped. It stopped on like maybe a month after May 13th. There was no more information after that. It's just like it's so frustrating.
Yeah, so you know something happened if that's the case, right?
Yeah, it certainly feels. I believe it. I wholeheartedly believe something that it more or less happened this way, where that a craft was shot down over Magé, Brazil, crashed into the countryside behind Imbel.
But definitely, someone should take that information, the general, and not just that project, but that the general, the Space Force thing, and then try to FOIA those dates for that region in Brazil.
Certainly couldn't hurt. And they're really, another reason why this is another piece of evidence that I think counts towards this being real is there's very little skepticism about this case. There's not a whole lot of skeptics calling out of the woodwork to debunk this because,
well, plus I don't think it's that known.
It's not that known. That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But a fucking awesome case. Another one from Brazil. And I think Brazil is a big one like the US is because they have so many resources. Not just Amazon, but I mean just the mineral resources that they have is just so immense. So you're gonna have something that's just traversing, I don't know, the universe or the solar system. That's a nice stop if you need some.
Yeah, they can go check out the beautiful humans that live in Brazil.
Oh, that's something else too. Yeah.
Maybe
I don't blame them.
Maybe they can go pick up their little red-eyed Virginia friend.
You can't blame them, right?
No, certainly not.
Yeah, exactly. Coming down and say, "Oh, wait a minute," and then abducting. Yes. No, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying I understand it.
Sure. No, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
All right, nice. I think so I don't know if you want to move on to what happened yes, you want to do let's
we got through that faster than I thought we would. I skipped over a lot of stuff because we were already kind of talking about it, and that's just the nature of covering the articles. But yeah, I
Right.
think I think we're ready to move on. But yeah, anyone who's interested, I write those articles on my Substack and try and put one out every 2 weeks. But I've slowed down recently just with work and stuff like that. But I'm trying.
No,
And this
man,
and
excellent job with that one. And I
this
think,
one took forever to write.
yeah, because you had to go find the actual material for something that, people don't know about. So, and that's why it's more difficult. When it's more known, more people looked into it, more information comes out, then, it's easier for you to research. But because this one is so unique
Mm-hmm.
and not just unique, but like not that many people know about it, because they, like you said, and we saw with our own eyes, they deleted everything that
Yep.
night. It was gone. It was gone. So
Absolutely criminal.
it works. That shit works.
Yes, it does.
So I think, yeah, that's why. So excellent work with that. I think people are probably going to use your source now as a source, going forward, which would be cool to see.
I hope someone does a video about it and uses our video to use the videos that we used in the videos of the videos of the videos.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, maybe that's what the universe is anyway. That's reality.
Yeah.
Mirrors. So yeah, before going into the fourth tranche, I thought it's important because this just came out, and apparently some of those videos that came out were basically because the U.S. military was luring these things
Interesting.
to film them. Yeah.
Do you remember a couple months ago there was a guy who'd built a homemade, he called it a UFO whistle, where essentially he just looked like a glowing golf ball or something up into the air, and he was starting to get orbs and he'd film that. Remember we covered that?
Yes. Yeah, man. I remember that.
I imagine the military has something a little bit more complicated than a trebuchet launching golf balls, but you never know.
No, yeah, you never know. You never know, man. It's getting crazy that we're actually. I would like to celebrate more that we are in an era of disclosure.
Yes.
Because what are they luring? Okay, forget ATs. So we're talking about something that might be just automated, or it also made me think about how people used to describe angels, right? That they just what are angels? They obey God. That's it. They have no free will, right? Whatever God commands, they do. And that is so which reminds me of automated systems, right? Automated systems do that. They just obey commands, and they might seem sentient, they might seem alive. So what are we luring exactly here? My argument is, if something was seriously free will, I don't think you can lure it for decades. You may be able to lure it once. Like, oh, all right, okay, fine, haha, funny humans, yeah, we get it. But to always just lure it whenever you want, it's obviously an automated system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah. No, it's an interesting concept too. And for me, it goes, all right. So for instance, if you're going to lure a fish, you put something on the hook
Right.
that a fish wants to eat.
Yeah.
That means you know a decent amount about the fish in order to
Mhm.
catch it. So to me, this makes me go, well, what are they using as their lure? How did they find out what the lure is? Which means they know more than they're telling us about these crafts.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And that's what, like, these crafts are built for something, and it's just like you said, how the fish, it's instinct, or at least not instinct. We know that it wants to eat something or of a particular type, so you use it and it gets it. So that's what we're doing too. We're like, okay, this thing, its mission or whatever, I don't know, it's whatever it's made for, is to detect this, and we're going to put it out there. Which is crazy, because that means this thing is not the extraterrestrials, which we've talked about, but is created by another civilization or being for a specific mission, whatever it is. Who knows?
Right.
And it happens to be, on this planet while watching us. So yeah, this is really crazy. Disclosure Foundation. All right, so this guy, his name's last name Flowers. He said, when we combine that information and synthesize it with some of the comments members of Congress are making about the classified briefings they're receiving, we end up reaching some astounding conclusions based solely on information that is publicly available. For instance, during the December 2025 incursion in the southwestern United States over a sensitive military facility, the office, that's ODNI, was conducting a UAP luring operation. That operation was wildly successful. It produced FLIR, forward-looking infrared, video, and photographs of the orbs encountered as part of the operation. It resulted in an FBI 302 interview, as well as a personal statement from a senior intelligence official at ODNI, and precipitated a classified briefing for members of Congress, including House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Representatives Eric Burlison and Tim Burchett. This event was described as incontrovertible proof that there is a real phenomenon here, and as a core reason why transparency efforts are right. What is really interesting is that when you synthesize that with Congressman Burlison's public comments and the information provided, it suggests not only that Aero and ODNI know this is a real phenomenon, but that they already have the technology and methods with a proven track record to lure and attract these things.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and they're just fucking lying to us. And he's saying Aero knows this shit. So suffice it to say, we need to synthesize, here's that word again, what members of Congress are saying in addition to the data releases here. And he's talking about the fourth tranche and the second tranche and first tranche. Remember that one we read? I think it was the second tranche about the intelligence officers and helicopters and these orbs going around and checking them out and zipping and boom, boom, boom. Remember that one? Yeah. So that's what he's talking about. That event.
Wow.
So isn't that crazy? I mean,
I love it.
yeah.
Love it.
So what's going on here? I mean, these guys are the real alien hunters.
Yeah.
The
No
real.
kidding.
Yeah. I think. Wait, I wanted you. After that one. Oh yeah. So here's Burleson talking about that event because he was briefed about it right after. Burleson is a skeptic, of course, right? Everyone, we know that.
Yep.
I think he starts here.
Oh, interesting.
Ironically,
so what if we can talk about it now?
Yeah, so I can talk about it now. For the longest time, I couldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's in that release. It describes from their perspective the intelligence people that were there, and there's two different reports. I can't say which specific
Okay, so
location.
that wasn't released.
I think they don't want to have another Area 51 where they have people like storming the location. But it was at the end of the day, what they have released is that pretty much what the narrative that they told me that they were out there. They were there because there had been previous reports, so they were just like they were on site. They were going around looking at any kind of debris that they saw or anything that was out in the desert, and they had landed a helicopter and they got a call that the radar had picked up several UAPs. So they jump in the helicopter, they go to the location, and what they interact with are basically glowing orbs. Those orbs that have been described, whether they're called plasmoids, whatever you want to call them, they're like 3 meters in diameter, sometimes smaller, sometimes bigger, and they have different shades of color that they glow in, but they are some type of spherical, nebulous, what's described as like a ball of plasma. One would think a ball of plasma would look like. I don't think anybody's ever touched one to know that it's like superheated material or anything, but it definitely was messing with the helicopter when it got there. They operated intelligently, and then at one point there were some F-16s that were scrambled. These things appeared to like shoot up and chase or follow the F-16s. So when you're here, imagine you're me, you're sitting in the office of the Director of National Intelligence in a skiff, and they're briefing you with firsthand, accounts from people that were there. And they said, sir, this has brought this investigation from being priority number 500 and something to top 10 of priorities for this government to figure out what's going on.
Crazy, man. Crazy. I was thinking, I'm like, what if it's the base? Because the story before this is ODNI Tulsi sent this guy to research and dig into the whole UFO thing. He got disappointed, but then something happened to them, and it was this. And while he tells the story, I'm like, what if it's the base just messing with them using plasmoids? Because we've seen this technology where they can put these things in just in the air. It looks it's a plasmoid. Like we've seen the technology. But then he said it messed with the helicopters. So I don't know if they could do that.
I don't know. That's a weird one. I mean, I always do wonder how much of the UAP field is a double bluff.
Yeah. Yes.
Someone deep in the know is faking this to get people like who are just on the outer levels, just kind of peeking in to be like, oh, whoa, there's definitely UAPs running around. Like I wonder how much of that is going on, and it's impossible to say.
It is impossible to say. So it's that same event. I mean, he's saying, according to the Department of War, the senior intelligence officials was a passenger in a helicopter. Yeah, so just like what Burleson told us. Search for debris. Exactly, with the night vision goggles, super hot orb.
Super hot.
Yeah, super hot. It's not just hot. Super hot, baby.
Swarms of lights. Yeah, man, I don't know.
Weird, huh?
Very weird. I want this to happen. I want to see orbs. I want orbs to come follow me around in my helicopter.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But, we're not ODNI. And we can't go investigate. I mean, that was like Mulder. Whoever this guy is, he probably felt like Mulder.
Yeah, seriously.
24 images under related media section alongside the government records. 6 of those images are reproduced further below. There they are. Look at those things. It's from the helicopter.
Cool.
All right. Never mind. It's not what I was thinking of. These are real thingies. Whoa. Again, I mean, black and white, but still cool. I mean, these are high-level officials, and they worked for Tulsi, who has now been ousted. I know she said she retired, but...
Right. We all know how that actually works.
Yeah, exactly. The redacted successful test. The documents don't openly describe the mission as an attempt to lure or attract UAP. However, the previously classified operational record contains one potentially important detail. It says that earlier that day, a government office had completed a, quote, successful test, unquote, at the same facility. Boom. The name of the office and the type of the test are redacted.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, the Department of War also describes the encounters as taking place during an exercise, but does not explain what the exercise involved. See? So, all right, so the release documents therefore support some of Flowers' claims. They confirmed that the event led to an FBI interview with which we just heard. They confirmed photographs. Burleson, this is when the whole conversation changed. All right. Yes, we just heard him say that. Scalise confirms eye-opening briefing. So wait, what is the conclusion here, Mr.? No, there's no conclusion.
Often the way it goes with UAP investigations.
Damn it. Yeah. I know. It's not so frustrating.
It is.
All right. So do we want to listen to what Elizondo says about the moon and then go into the documents and videos of
I actually didn't hear what Elizondo said about the moon, so I'm sure I'll get a nice little chuckle out of this.
Yeah, and let's see if it's misinformation or what's his thing? Not misinformation. Yeah, his thing is misinformation, not disinformation. All right, let's play it.
There's also photographs that I don't believe have been made public yet that show on the lunar surface what appear to be large monolithic structures with right angle cuts that appear to be on the lunar surface. And I believe those photographs, if they have not been released yet, may be released soon. But they are certainly very intriguing looking at these objects from space.
This is a really good look at this. This is he's answering questions from a panel from Japan.
Yeah, I see that.
Japan meets the man behind America's UFO disclosure. He's looking old, huh?
We've yeah, I think we've covered. Haven't we released? We didn't release anything, but I mean, I feel like we covered photos of structures on the moon. I think we've talked about it on the show multiple times, actually.
We have. We haven't done a deep dive. I would love to do a deep dive on the moon.
That would be a 3-episode special event. There's a lot. There's so much weird shit about the moon.
Yeah, there is. There definitely is. So, and this is now. It's funny he says that. This is Karl Wolfe, right? This is during the Disclosure Project, and he was talking about what NASA already photographed what's on the moon, and this was in 2001.
Nice.
I said, "Whose? What do you mean, whose?" Base on the backside of the moon. Way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon, and I said, "Whose? What do you mean, whose?" He said, "Yes, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon." And at that point, I became frightened, and I was a little terrified, thinking to myself that if anybody walks in the room now, I know we're in jeopardy, we're in trouble, because he shouldn't be giving me this information. And then he pulled out one of these mosaics and showed this base, which had geometric shapes. There were towers, there were spherical buildings. There were very tall towers and things that looked somewhat like radar dishes, but they were large structures. If I compare it to what I'm seeing now, because I do have photographs that have artifacts in them that are similar to what I saw, they're massive. Some of the structures are, half a mile in size. So they're huge structures. Some of the buildings seem to have very reflective surfaces on them. A couple of structures that I saw reminded me of cooling towers
Yeah, so monolith and all that. Okay, I'm sure there's way more than that. He's Joe Murgia who shared it. So he dies. Karl Wolfe, of course, airman who claimed he saw top secret NASA photos of alien structures on the moon, dies in bike crash.
Yeah, rest in peace. That seems to happen a lot, unfortunately.
It does. Yeah, it does happen, and it's been happening for decades, and it still happens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, McCaslin, like, what's going on there?
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say, it's still happening.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said in my article, the government developed ways to cover up what they don't want us to know a long time ago, and they just haven't changed the playbook.
Yeah.
I don't think and it's like you said, I don't think they care if we know at this point, because most people won't care.
Yeah. What is that famous quote from Soviet Union?
Trust but verify.
No, they know. They know they're lying. They know we know they're lying. They know we know they're lying. We know they know we are lying. Oh, never mind. But it's something about the propaganda and the relationship between the government and the people. And it comes to a point where, like, they know, we know. It doesn't matter.
There's another really, I think it's from Russia, where they're talking about why it's so hard to fight against the American military, and basically it came down to, well, if the American military doesn't know what they're doing, we don't know what they're doing either.
Oh, I love that. Never heard that one, man.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it is great. All right, so here's Eric Davis. James Fox interviews him. It's a small clip from one of James Fox's newest document. Well, it's the new iteration of Virginia when he updated it.
Cool.
He gets him to swear.
Put me wherever you were when you got to see photographs of crash retrieval and documents. What did that feel like?
That was startling when I actually see recorded evidence with my own eyes, photographs, reports, and whatnot. That took it to a higher level. That kicked it up several notches of reality. And that made it very clear that this reality is very hard, very physical, very real. And this type of evidence, you can't come by in the open literature. It's not public, it's classified. And I can't discuss what it was, but I can tell you, it's a crash retrieval. There's a craft, and there's alien bodies. That's all I can say about it.
You swear on your life that you saw those pictures?
Oh, I swear on my life and everybody's, my children's life. So, yeah, I'm absolutely telling you the truth. I saw the evidence, and it's stark.
What do you think? Imagine, like, he comes out, he's lying. I mean, seriously, dude. He's like, he swore on his children. I mean, what if he's psyoped?
Yeah, what if he's not lying at all, but he was given bad information?
I know. Yeah, there's always a reason, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, we did that with Lazar too. Like,
Yeah.
Lazar could be just psyoped. Like all those documents he saw, they could have just placed it there just to
Yeah,
know
exactly.
he's the one who leaked it.
Right. I mean, Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
man.
we're so
I know.
screwed.
It's funny. But the reality is just very more complex, more mysterious.
Yes.
Everything is real. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just
Yeah.
bigger and more grand than we can ever even think about or imagine.
Yeah, man. If it wasn't a bit like when it came out that all the rich elite were raping kids, drinking their blood, and worshiping Baal, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the universe is a lot stranger than we think it is. It's not all black and white.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just as crazy as a science fiction novel.
Yeah,
man. By Barr. Yeah.
yeah. There you go.
So yes, I don't know, dude. I just I feel like I'm starting to feel like the grays and whatever we see or whatever we shoot down has to be just some automated system, including the beings. And that's why no one blows us up after we blow them up or shoot them down. It's just us grabbing it. It must be such a much grander civilization or system going on that we have no idea about. And then we get glimpses of it and we shoot these things down. That's what I'm trying to feel like it is.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. We're all being psyoped. Earth isn't real.
And that, or I'm just saying it's managed, right? It's
right.
It's being managed, and even just this civilization kept in check or something. Which
man.
Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't you want to keep a civilization in check anyway? How crazy we are.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Because like when I think of our civilization keeping other civilizations in check, I think about animals, right? And the vast majority, we allow them to live in their own world, but at the same time, we don't, right? Because you've got all these protected lands, which is even though it's not like humans are stomping around there, the fact that we've essentially put a box around them, isn't that what managing a civilization is? So is that an argument for or against what you're saying? I don't know. My brain is mush.
It's like a prison planet.
Yeah.
I mean, in a sense it is, if they want to, and Earth could be humans' protected lands. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, let's continue getting off track.
But I'll just say there's a few dozen total retrievals.
1930s?
Yes.
Fast retrieval?
It's in the classified record that's a real event.
1940s?
Yes. Roswell.
As incredible as these reports appear, they are nothing new.
And one in 58, but there are others.
So when do you think this first occurred? Previously 1930s?
Magenta, that's right. We got a comment on our Magenta Italy. We did that a long time ago. It was one of I mean, it was like when we were first starting out, I think.
We hadn't. I don't think we'd done many deep dives at the very least, because I think our very first deep dive was like Skinny Bob, and it was just kind of like we were just kind of winging it at the time. Now our deep dives,
it was mostly winging it. Yeah, exactly.
So
we're just having fun, man.
We could go back and redo Magenta. I have no recollection of it because I was deep in the bottle.
No, I mean it was still a great episode. I mean that one did really well because we got stuff from. I mean, I found stuff from Italian journalist, the original guy who actually put it together, and he interviewed David Grush about it as well. I think that commenter was some mix up with some data or something. He's like, you mixed this one up. which is fine. It's not like we're doing a Harvard dissertation or anything like that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
once we start getting paid for this, we'll take it a lot more seriously.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, relax, man. Like, you know, we did it in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So if you remember last week, Avi Loeb, who's now head of the UAP advisory board or White House one, he said that he met with a Lockheed vice president, and he asked him about the crash retrieval, and the vice president said they're not wrong, you know, about that information.
Yeah,
so so now Eric Davis is a recent quote that just came out. He says the now deceased senior VP of LMCO Space Systems told me the same thing during my official OSAP investigations into the aerospace corporations that had UAP crash retrieval programs under contract to a Pentagon office and a CIA office. I told this to Avi too when we met at the Saul Foundation symposium. So, I mean, it's just all this evidence coming out that these crash retrievals are real. You know, these contractors, the military has been shooting down or whatever, luring, summoning, using rituals, occult rituals, whatever. I think they tried everything and anything to get their hands on these things.
It turns out all you need is just some humans to pull their pants down and bend over, and the alien will show right up with their probes.
Well, imagine it was that easy.
Get out there, Smith. Pull your pants down and moon them.
Well, they are really attracted to our women, so maybe that's why these companies like. I'm not going to go there. Never mind.
Yeah, don't.
All right. So I think I shared this one with you. It's that leak about the project rubrics. It was on Reddit, but then it got deleted. So this is the ex from Ruby. She reposted it.
A leak has revealed the architecture of the reverse engineering program Project Rubik's Cube and how the back engineering has ground to a halt due to the need for specific humans to fly the craft. Many have been injured or died trying. Quote, they have the hardware, but they cannot effectively pilot the craft. They are scouring the global population to find a human vessel, all in quotes, that naturally operates within the sustained gamma range.
Gamma range?
30 to 100 hertz, which is required to stabilize the craft's conscious material interface.
Interesting.
There's a lot of quotation marks in this quote. I love it. The intent metric, which is directly entangled with the hull material, does not respond to raw frequency alone, but the actual vector of intent.
Vector of intent.
Traveling on the frequency. When you attempt to interface the craft with an intent rooted in control, secrecy, domination, or fear, 3D linear baseline, it introduces immediate phase dissonance into the quantum structure of the whole. Even if the pilot / operator is in a gamma state,
oh my God,
the underlying selfish intent acts as a destructive wave interference pattern.
It's good I have no camera on me. I'm like tearing. Sorry.
This geometric mismatch is what is causing the local quantum fabric inside the craft to chatter, which introduces the thousands of micro G-force spikes per second, destroying the pilot / operators' capillaries, bruising the organs, and scars the neural tissue.
I can't handle it anymore.
I mean, I hope our people who are listening to this episode are actually looking at this tweet we're looking, because it is just every other word is in quotation marks.
It's ridiculous.
Just put the whole thing in quotations.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the hell is going on? Oh, that was
Project
so funny.
Rubik's Cube, the moving parts of the legacy program. This is the active technical descriptor for the multidimensional compartmentalization and reassembly protocol, which is within the restricted logistics tracking databases managed by the OGA and heavily buffered by the.
Yeah, don't forget to do all caps in between the quotations.
It's heavily buffered by the Battelle Memorial
Battelle.
Institute. It is not just an analysis of a single craft. It is the programmatic framework for managing the entire reverse engineered technology life cycle. I mean, so they need humans to fly these craft, but the humans aren't working out because they have the wrong frequency.
That is, yes.
And their
the
organs,
intro, that's basically what it was.
Their organs,
the gamma range.
Yeah, and it sounds like their organs explode because they're not like psychically linked properly to the craft. If I understood all those goddamn quotations,
Yeah, and this right, and this kind of links to Jake Barber and his thing about psionics, right?
Yeah,
of course. See, deleted.
Yeah, deleted from Reddit. Yeah, man. Reddit is total shit.
Oh, someone put it back up.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm not reading all that again. Everybody.
No. Dude, you had me just crying. That was so funny. And admit it, because I was like, whoa, man, this is because when I first read it, I was like, oh man, this is how the system works. This is the reverse engineering, because they were talking about like how they see the entire system is how it's disassembled and then given out to different parts and different areas, and now that not just one company. Look, it's got. But when you read it that way, and it's stupid, and I was like, man, this is fucking bullshit. And that's why I was laughing even harder, because I completely fell for it.
No, like I feel like there's enough in here that tracks with what we know about lore. Well, I want to see what the comments say. Oh, no,
yeah, that's what I wanted to see. But no one got it that way.
Yeah, no, see, I think they were going along with the comments. Seem to be going along with what your original thoughts were,
which is weird for Reddit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Please tell us your perspective on reptilians, because I feel like you're describing that without naming them, but then you said it's not them. So interesting. Okay. There we go. Wild random.
Yeah, there we go.
To elude AI searches for trigger words. I guess the intent in doing this is to avoid drawing too much attention to the posts.
Huh.
That's
post won't bypass. The AI knows exactly what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're actually putting. Actually, no, I disagree. You're actually putting emphasis when you're putting quotes. I mean, not emphasis, but like calling attention to it.
Right. And I always thought that was like direct, like whoever was describing this to the person was saying those exact words, but but then that doesn't make sense either, because you can't quote every other. Yeah, there we go. Why are you using so many quotation marks?
Yes. Run on the mark. This guy did it. Oh,
yeah.
Right, fine.
Not signed in.
No, I'm not signed in.
I'll find this post and I'll make
Brilliant Lion. Brilliant. Good job, Brilliant Lion.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. I mean, no, sorry. Why are you using that? No, that's Captain Tastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was. Never mind.
No, I think there's some good stuff in there. I mean, but yeah,
I mean, the reason why I was like, because it explained the system, and I just got out, and I actually I'm still pissed off about it. Like Section 219, right, in the department. I mean, the NDAA merging Israel's military with ours, and just looking at that, I'm like, fuck, man, they're gonna have access to all that shit, and like I was like, fuck, like, we don't need some a country like that with access.
Well, hopefully,
if it's even real.
Hopefully the IDF gets that last Reddit post. They can insert that into their programs as well.
Yeah. Yes. I agree. Oh yeah. Of course, we get a comment. I guess we're on the radar now, and Spotify did hide us.
I saw that.
It's not like it's not like we're saying anything crazy. Calling us Nazis. I was like, okay, dude. Actually, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either.
Yeah. Like that.
I gotta take off my swastika armband next time we record. That's a joke for those idiots at home who thought I was serious.
Yes. Of course, people take things out of context anyway. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is Eric Davis talking about. Oh yes, surprise! Who was Kirkpatrick's mentor?
That insider threat is a big component of counterintelligence. And that's very interesting. So you link that with Kirkpatrick's role and Gaffney's role, and it's like, well, what people might know by now, I don't know if they do, but Gaffney was actually Kirkpatrick's mentor.
What?
Kirkpatrick did work at the CIA. Yes, Kirkpatrick was his boss and mentor at one time during his career.
That explains everything. Holy shit. Okay. Well, you heard it here on the Good.
Yeah. So there you go. That's why Volume 1 was filled with bullshit. Because
exactly. If you remember Gaffney, Glenn Gaffney was one who blocked the transfer of a craft from Lockheed Martin to Bigelow. So Glenn Gaffney blocked that. Of course, apparently he's Sean Patrick's mentor, Kirkpatrick's mentor, and that's why the first report from Arrow was bullshit, and why Kirkpatrick is the way he is.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say Jeffrey Epstein was his mentor.
Yeah. Oh my God, could you imagine? Oh, dude, that would have been hilarious. Kirkpatrick on Epstein Island. That I need to make. I'll do like an AI.
Oh, there's not an AI on this planet that will let you make that.
No,
no way, no way.
Not even the Chinese ones, the Kling AI.
Maybe they will. Maybe.
All right, we got Farah. This was a couple days ago. Age of Disclosure guy. He was on Fox News. Basically, continuing the thing that all of this is in the corporate hands.
It's really interesting you brought this link up. My dad was watching Fox News the other day, and I was walking by him. He goes, "Oh, they're talking about UAPs. Get in here!" And this is what we watched.
Nice.
Yeah, no kidding. So nice little synchronicity there.
That's so cool. I love it. Good job, Fox News.
Yeah.
So why are congressmen roadblocking disclosure on UFOs? That straight ahead. The age of disclosure is upon us. For months, the War Department has been dropping videos and documents about the military's contact with unidentified aerial phenomena, you might call them UFOs. Whistleblowers say these crafts defy physics and human comprehension. They also say that we have some of them in our possession, along with biologics, they call them, the bodies of their alien pilots. People want to see the evidence with their own eyes.
The one thing specifically, people say, we want to know where locations of craft and biologics are, right? So we know for a fact that there have been a few very credible whistleblowers that we've talked to that allege that they have information specifically pertaining to this, but they're afraid of losing their clearances.
But it's not just government employees who need protection, it's the private sector too. Years ago, the government enlisted defense contractors to study and analyze all the alien technology we have found so that we could understand and re-engineer it for our own use. It's all top secret stuff. Even members of our own government don't know exactly which companies are involved and what they have. Marco Rubio says that's no good.
The real risk that in transferring technology that is not useful to us today to a corporate entity, over decades, that corporate entity comes to basically possess and control access to it for their own purposes, not for the purposes of national security. And so you can start to foresee where you create in corporate hands an extraordinary amount of power.
So we need to know what alien secrets are tucked deep inside the military-industrial complex, and we'll never know that if whistleblowers don't speak out. Well, that's about to change. Dan Farah is the director and producer of The Age of Disclosure, and he joins us now. So Dan, let's begin with this. Why do government contractors and government employees, but government contractors, need protection right now?
So just to take a step back, following the release of the film, The Age of Disclosure, the president issued an historic directive in February instructing federal agencies to identify and declassify evidence of non-human intelligent life and UAP. The White House then had the task of getting that evidence from these groups. And in that process, they learned that a lot of the most valuable evidence and information is in the possession of private defense contractors. Contractors have been given this sensitive technology for a number of reasons. Primarily, the major defense contractors are the ones who have the best engineers and scientists to actually try to understand this technology and reverse engineer it. So there's a practical reason they're given this technology. It also adds a security layer because private contractors are not subject to FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, and they can much more easily hide secrets. The problem is that's backfired, and that now the defense contractors are they have a great deal of power in this situation. They're holding most of the cards. They have the evidence, and our elected leaders don't have access to it. Now, a lot of people who have worked on these programs have signed non-disclosure agreements that prohibit them from sharing information and bringing evidence forward. And so the White House has realized this and started a process where Congressman Burleson, Congresswoman Luna, and Congressman Burchett, members of the Committee to Declassify Federal Secrets, they've been empowered to identify whistleblowers who have credible firsthand information or evidence that they can provide to the White House. And they've been empowered to bring those people on a case-by-case basis to the White House, and the White House will consider waiving their non-disclosure agreements or providing immunity to allow them a path to legally speak. I've recently learned that Stephen Miller, the White House head of policy, is pointing this effort for the White House. The president has positioned him to run that effort. They're taking it very seriously. In addition to that process, there's also Senator Rounds and Senator Schumer have co-sponsored a bipartisan piece of legislation called the UAP Disclosure Act that will also, if signed into law, provide Congress with a legal path forward for disclosure and a way to address this dilemma. They've tried 3 years in a row to get this law passed, and they've been blocked by some members of the House. Interestingly, those members get their biggest donations from private defense contractors.
I can't think of anybody better than Stephen Miller to handle all issues regarding aliens.
Yeah, okay, that's hilarious. Yeah, Stephen Miller is going to handle the aliens because he handles, right? He's the biggest voice on anti-immigration stuff.
Yeah.
But cool. I mean, that's right there on Fox News. Talking, that's the contractors, defense contractors that have this technology and have had it for decades, and showing that clip of Rubio, which was great. I mean, he was great in Age of Disclosure.
Yeah.
Right. He really understands this this problem that we have. So yeah, very cool, man. Okay, we can get to the videos now of the tranches of the fourth tranche that came in. Yeah. This one is the craziest one. The one that turns, the one that morphs.
So I'm still stuck. I'm not sold on it turning and changing shape. I think this is
two objects. I don't think it's two objects.
Yeah. Pew pew. It's like it bounces off the top of the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it just in the image like that? Actually, I don't know. I don't know how far up they are.
So the only reason I was trying to slow this down, and I almost kind of got a frame where both things are in there at the same time. But you really have to go like frame by frame. Pew. I mean, still really.
I start from here.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell you would like, what is this? Like, what is this? You know,
they're looking at oh shit, I forgot to click. They're looking at yeah, wait, what site is this? You're right. What are they looking at? United States 10-second video footage from infrared sensor US military platform. That's it. No content.
2 areas contracted.
No content. That's from Arrow.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this one's cool. I don't know what to make of this. You know, because if it sees it's getting seen, it realizes it, but it,
and then it's like, oh shit,
yeah, gotta go.
I mean, it's not unless it was getting shot down and that's the missile. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That's a missile that
it's such a weird. Yeah, I don't know. Very cool footage.
It's alien. That's like so weird.
Like I said, I know. Like I said, I think this fourth tranche has the best. best
I missed
videos,
it.
best videos we've seen. This one's good, but you know what's sad? Not sad. It's not surprising. I've seen a lot of quote unquote debunks and skepticism surrounding all of these ones. And I'm
Got
like,
it.
see how you can
No.
kind of
Yeah.
up there. This is close to the frame that I was looking at. Where of course that part's blocked off, so you can't see the whole thing. But it almost looks like it could be two things intersecting. But why would they? And why is it captured on film?
Yeah.
Who knows, man?
Right here on top.
Yeah.
And
It's
what are they
like
looking at here? Like some Bedouin tent or something?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. Can't even tell what that is.
Yeah.
Looks like the bottom of the ocean floor to me, but whatever.
yeah.
Now this one was my favorite. And if you go on Reddit, this has been debunked as a balloon. So don't go on Reddit because
They always debunk these as
Yeah.
balloons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's nothing new.
I did see good evidence that this footage has been altered. It's been flattened. So
Yeah, not surprising.
yeah, but not like egregiously so, just a little bit. They don't understand aspect ratios.
Right.
But this one is just that one's just so weird, man. I don't know.
It is. It's like that. It's like the duck video, rubber ducky video from the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Yeah, very similar. This is that
So we
Star one.
Got another one of these guys.
Yeah.
I think what was that? The first tranche that they released the Star one?
Yep.
Making a comeback. He's popular.
Yeah, and this is obviously not an artifact, or they wouldn't care about it.
Right. The fact that they're tracking these is that one. We got jellyfish. So cool, man. So
exactly.
cool.
Translucent kind of thing.
Yeah. Of course, it's all FLIR footage. Infrared light.
We're doing a play-by-play here.
I think that was something messing with the camera from the craft. That like where the screen goes all blurry. There's another one of these videos that has that same thing.
Oh, where it starts to jam it, you think?
Yeah, and it zooms off right after that. This one doesn't really do that so much. But yeah, this one almost looks like it's two things, or it's just a string.
It's creating, it's creating other ones. It started out with just this, and then it was a string, and then things started showing up on the string.
Yeah, cool stuff, man. I know most people look at that and go, "Oh, it's a kid's balloon." I'm like, why is the military tracking that?
Exactly. And then here's these things, these diamond things that come in. Looks like it's an F-18.
Oh, based on the thing on there.
These. So this is probably his helmet. They've slowed it down, right? There was these two objects going by, or maybe it was one object. There they are.
Yeah,
there they are. These things right here.
So cool. So
what
cool.
the hell, man?
We also had footage that looked like it was from NASA. That one with the giant triangle. That one was really cool. I'm sure that'll come up here somewhere in this.
Yeah, the NASA stuff is awesome.
Boop boop
boop boom. Like it's like Pong. It's like Pong, right?
Yeah, or it's like the DVD like menu screen when you're looking at the black screen. You got the box in the middle that's bouncing off the sides. Yeah.
Let's play Pong with the humans. Yeah, we've seen these things.
We see these
all
all
over
the
the
time.
place. Yeah. And this, I wouldn't call this an orb. I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like an orb to me either.
It's just some translucent. It's like it could be someone just having a dream. I don't know.
So I saw a comment or a post on Reddit that really resonated with me, and they specifically was on the one. Like the second one we played, it's like all the weird shaped one with all the different points sticking out of it.
Yeah,
they were saying like, what if this is, let's say a fourth or fifth dimensional creature or craft, and so it would make no sense geometrically to us when it enters our reality, and so that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the weird, incredible,
totally
piece of architecture that makes no sense.
Exactly, and that's why it makes no sense, because it doesn't make sense in this dimension.
Exactly. Yeah, and
I'm like, and it's just a representation of it in this.
Right. It's not even what the thing looks like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's like a sliver of it at an angle that we can't comprehend.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Totally, man. I mean, and what's wrong with saying that in the government? Like, yeah, we have these things, and they just show up because it's a fucking huge universe.
Yeah. I wish they would just commit to something. This half-assed disclosure
make
thing
more fun anyway. Yeah. maybe more people would see it then. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want to deal with. I don't know. I really don't know what the word. I just know that they are control freaks, not just control freaks, but like that clip we played last week. Not just control freaks, but they don't even want you to have anything. They don't,
Right.
They already have all the wealth, they already have all the control, but they don't want you to have any of it.
Exactly. And it's just like we talked about in the article. They don't want you to have information either. They delete it. They take it off the internet.
Right. Exactly.
Because
they can't stand not having the control.
Right. When I was on X, every time I was looking at one of these, like one of the top comments would be like, well, this is cool, but where are the Epstein files? And I'm like, yeah, I agree with you. But at the same time, it's like two different things.
Yeah.
So, hey, government, CIA agent listening to this, tell your bosses that if they want everyone to stop asking about Epstein, give us real UAP evidence. Do the interview with Klaxor from the Zeta Reticuli system, and then people stop asking about Epstein.
Yeah.
But here's a pro tip. Don't talk to the alien about Epstein, because then it'll remind people to ask about that. Look, it's a traffic light.
Yeah, it's a flying traffic light.
Flying traffic light. Or it looks like the TARDIS almost too.
Yeah, it does. Dude, it's just so cool. It is like these guys who are recording it are like, what the hell is this thing? I wish we could hear their voices. Usually they have their voices, which made it so much cooler in the past.
Yeah.
We don't have those
dude,
anymore.
What is that?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, woo-hoo,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Makes it.
Oh my
more
God.
real.
I'm only seeing this as a traffic light, and I'm like thinking in my head the aliens are like so close to getting how cars work, but they like they got it mixed up like a little bit. No, Klaxor,
Show them the green one.
You're supposed to be the car, not the traffic light. Oh no, Boxor, what's the difference?
Dude, these would be funny episodes. We could do like skits on this.
I would love to do that
on these videos.
Yeah.
from the aliens' perspective, of course.
Yeah.
Right, they're trying to communicate with us. That's so funny. But yeah, it looks like just like a flying traffic light.
Just weird stuff, man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean, it could be also, how in games is in like especially like VR games, you can place where the camera is, the VR camera.
Yes. Yeah.
And it could be something like that where whoever runs this shit is just wants to observe. Hey,
right.
How's it going, my world?
Or it's 3D printed and launched out of the ocean just to be a camera.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude.
But their cameras also work as like anal probes, so they're all weird shaped.
It's an all-in-one.
Yeah. It can do it all now for the low price of 39 Glor bonds.
I think humans, though, we're probably the master capitalists at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think anyone.
This is a weird one.
Yeah, I can't really see what they're focusing. Oh yeah. What do you think this is? I mean, I don't think it's. It looks like it's just catching because it's infrared, so it must be catching some heat signature off of like
Maybe
the edge of a craft.
Yeah, that
right.
That was kind of my thoughts. Yeah, my first thoughts reminded me of the Phoenix Lights a little bit, but the Phoenix Lights really do seem like it was the bottom of the craft, whereas I can see exactly what you're saying. Like this is the back of the craft. These are the afterburners.
Right.
Hell, at this point, because crafts. UAPs typically don't show signs of, except like they don't have like engine exhaust or whatever. I wonder if this is an invisible.
No, I think it's the front of the craft.
Front of the craft. Okay.
You see what I mean? Like because it's like getting heated. It's getting heated or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Or
I could see that.
But then who knows? Could be just a flock of birds.
Man.
Put your J. Allen Hynek 1950s J. Allen Hynek
looks like a balloon to me. Something really happened on Reddit that was really funny happened to me. Some guy posted, and I knew it was a joke. I thought it was really funny. This guy posted in various, very obviously like a kite in the sky. You could see the string coming off of it.
Yeah.
He goes, just saw this UAP over whatever city he was in. And I was like, oh, that's really funny. And I commented, I saw the same thing in my hometown. It looked like it looks like that. I saw the exact same craft in my hometown. It looked like it was abducting a kid, but with a string. Like, I was making fun of like, no. I was playing along with the joke. Like a kid flying a kite looks like if you say the kite's a UAP, abducting. Yeah, and so I made that joke, and we both got downvoted and called retards by people on Reddit. And I was like, he was joking, I was joking, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Remember this one? Here it comes.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Zoom. Yeah, that's a good one.
It reminds me of the footage from Utah, the drone footage.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Almost the exact same thing. Yeah, where it's out way out in the distance, you watch it come around the side of a mountain, and it flies by you. Cool stuff, man.
Very, very cool stuff. And of course, there is the here. Let's go to it. Actually,
And everything
the NASA stuff, right?
Yeah, everything we just played, guys. Those were all balloons. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, they are very fast.
Infrared balloons.
Infrared balloons. Infrared mylar balloons.
Yeah, all of them.
CIA, DOW, NASA. Here it is. Yeah, so cool. The NASA ones have been the sorry, excuse me, have been the coolest.
Yeah, and did we talk about this? NASA's kind of changing their tact. I think maybe we were just texting about it. They're changing their tact, and they're talking about, oh, we've got all these unexplained. Yeah, that's right. You sent that to me. NASA's going, we have all this unexplained footage, and like we know that. I mean, there was the guy from England who leaked. He hacked the database.
Yes, he did.
He found all that stuff, but now NASA's coming out saying, okay, it's true. We have all this unknown footage. And I said, release it. Don't tell us you have it. Show us.
Exactly. But look at this. This thing's huge. If true, this thing is huge.
Yeah.
This is the Earth. I mean, we're far away here. If I see, this is really far away. This thing is huge.
So cool, man.
It is so cool. I mean, they must have been just shocked. It's really cool that they're releasing this.
Yeah.
I'm taking back this shit I've been saying about Isaacman. He's he's a cool dude.
If we go back to that, the guy who leaked, what was his name? He's autistic, the English guy who.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we're going to interview him, by the way, in a few months.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should probably remember his name then. But basically, a lot of the documents he found was talking about space, like officers and things like that. And I bet,
yeah, exactly.
They're on
off-world officers.
They're on this craft right here.
Exactly, dude. Imagine that's what they're showing it to us. So where's
getting us ready?
I think we saw that one. There's one that looks perfect, just absolutely perfect.
Yeah. There's sometimes when I think back on my life and I go, I should have gone into the military, and I go, and that would have been horrible in the military. But one of my things where I'm like, oh, I should have gone in the military is because there is a chance, not a high one. There's a chance I could have ended up being like special forces, like secret alien on spaceships, marine guy or whatever.
Hell yeah. Of course there is. Look at that thing.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, could it be is in the 60s?
It's a balloon.
What a huge balloon.
And even
if we say if it was ours, you guys, this is the Earth, okay? Yeah. You can't even if you say that it was the fuselage or whatever, that huge the
thing that comes off the rocket.
Yeah, it's not gonna be this big. It's gonna be like a nothing. You wouldn't even be able to see it somewhere like here, like nothing. This thing is huge.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. So anyway, so this tranche is a good one, I think.
I agree. I still think that it's the best. Some of the best footage we've got. The first one I think was really good just because it was like new, the government acknowledging that they do have anomalous craft in the air. But this one I thought had the coolest footage out of all four of them.
Yeah, and here, let's just show this one since you really wanted this one. I mean, we did show it, but the White House even showed this. It's so crazy. Like, what kind of world are we living in?
Yeah, I mean. So weird, man. Like which it's not aerodynamic at all.
No, and I think you're spot on about it being interdimensional. I mean, that's all that makes sense.
Yeah, just because if you go to I think the 3D printing underwater base, I think that's a pretty good leak. And if something is
that's
being
a good one too. Yeah.
If something is being 3D printed for its purpose, like what purpose would this serve to be printed this way?
Right.
What purpose would this be? Unless its purpose is to freak out the camera operator.
Yeah. Yeah. To psyop or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. To distract.
I don't know, man. But
I mean, who knows? Who knows? And,
yeah,
and who is distracting what? I mean, these platforms and these sensors are, I guess, our enemies, right? That's what they're used for, to spy or whatever. So they don't have these technologies. So are we saying then that these beings live in those countries, like the Middle East, and right? I'm saying if we're going with the whole distraction thing, if they're distracting, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just they're doing their own shit. They're on this planet, and we happen to,
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, as humans, our perception is pretty limited. We can only attribute human theories to things. So who knows what an alien agenda would actually look like? I mean, I know. Oh yeah, this one was great. Okay,
yeah, we can't.
So I totally forgot about this
Me
one.
too.
Okay, so this was posted originally in, I think it's 2011. There's a lot of lore behind this one.
2009, right? And it came out
2009 or 2011. Maybe I'm thinking about the camera thing. So supposedly, this was first recorded in 2009. And the person recording listed a bunch of information, where they were, what camera they used, and then internet sleuths figured out that, okay, wait, that camera wasn't available 2 years later. And so, who knows? Maybe it wasn't exactly 2009. Maybe this is all fake. Who knows?
Right.
But this person was able to capture really cool footage of a pyramid UFO.
Yeah, but I mean, I think everyone that watches this first looks at it, like, dude, that's the moon, man. Like,
No, it seems seems like a really dumb video at first. It seems like, don't get me wrong,
it does. Yeah, you're like, dude, man, that's the moon, and then
boom,
holy crap.
But then he zooms way in on it, and you get some details, and it fits with all the other documented cases we have about pyramid UFOs. You've got lights in the triangle, you've got a light in the circle in the middle. I mean, and you got
this shows it in 3D,
yeah,
not just the three, right?
Yeah,
and then the one in the middle. No, it shows you what on top of it.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
I mean, I don't know. It's great footage. Some of the information behind it, and again, this is second or third hand information. And this isn't someone. Oh, I saw this, and this is what I saw. This is a video.
Whoa.
This is what the guy supposedly said about the video. But yeah, he's able to zoom really far in because of his camera.
Yeah.
But the way it's lit up, I mean, it's just such crazy footage.
It is, and there's no cut. It goes from zooming out of the moon. Right? Out of focus, going right there. Wait. Was there something sketchy there? Wait.
I think that's just like a cloud. But actually, the fact that this video isn't 25 minutes long, a lot of the debunkers on Reddit, they say it's like, why wouldn't you just film this until it went away or whatever?
Why'd you cut so early?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's always the thing. Yeah. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Seriously, one of the craziest, or if not the craziest UFO video I've ever seen.
It's great.
Because even the inside of it, it just looks like, what is it, galaxies in there? Like, what in the...
Yeah. And in fact, in the comments, someone had broken down... can you actually look at the comments? I want to see if I can find that one really quick. Someone had broken down why they thought it was real, and it had to do with the skin of the craft.
Yes. And by the way, that skin of the craft, that's what one of the whistleblowers... Borland.
Yes, that's what the comment was saying. I believe it was exactly about that.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Borland.
Here, so that big comment right there was talking about, that was some of the debunking information.
The Nexus stuff. This one.
Yeah. So they say it captured in 2009. So why did they just release it now? They didn't talk about the camera thing, but it was made by this YouTube account Nexus, and it was made on April Fool's Day. I don't know if that's actual evidence, but it's not great.
No, it's not.
Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. This is very similar to what Dylan Borland said.
Oh, yeah.
How it had liquid-looking yellow blotches all over it.
Another synchronicity right there. And Nexus, about the video. Anyway, man, that is a cool video. I don't. Yes, is weird circumstances around it. Sure,
there always is, man. It can never be simple.
Yeah, but it didn't start right it started just at the moon. Was this supposed to be that thing?
I don't know. I wish I don't even think there's audio left with this video, but I got the impression it wasn't someone trying to film a UFO. It was just someone goofing around with their camera, and they zoomed in on that thing and like, wait, what?
Yeah. Oh wait, it's there.
Because it looks like they're just looking at stars,
There.
looking at the moon.
Yeah.
And it gets a really good zoom on the moon. You can see all the bases that are built on there.
Zooms out.
Yeah, to me, this just feels like someone messing with a camera. This is something I would do with a camera.
Yeah. Just try and look at the light.
Mm-hmm.
I think it zooms up though.
Yeah. It might have been something like, to me, what this looks like is someone was messing with the camera, saw the UFO, and then came back and were like, they put the camera down and then came back up. We're like, okay, it was right to the right of the moon.
It's probably not the real audio.
It could be, but it could not be. But I mean, I wish the audio was him narrating what he like, everything about this. Remember,
Yeah,
if
like
you ever-
what the fuck?
guys, if you see a UFO and you have the state of mind to pull out your camera and film it, make sure you narrate. So you're like, okay, it's this date. I'm here in wherever you are. I saw this in the sky and yada, yada, yada. Now I'm filming it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Crazy footage, man. Crazy footage.
Crazy footage.
Great. I think this last tranche was a good drop with the videos, with the documents as well. Those historical documents are really cool. Definitely have a look, everyone. We'll put those in the links. The whole crash retrieval stuff coming out, that how real it is. That is fucking awesome. If Topher is right that we do have CIA officers listening to the show, you know, you guys could be the new founding fathers if you can just get this tech out of the black world and just unleash it and unleash this economy and unleash, you know, our American dreams. So
You could, and you could make Adam and I very rich in the process. We'll do podcast for you guys if you pay us enough.
Absolutely, we will be the propagandists, the best propagandists.
You wouldn't believe it. We'll propagandize. I will become an Israeli citizen.
Oh God, I don't know if I'll go that far.
Well,
stuff, man.
We do want to thank you all so much for listening to episode 171 of the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. Yeah, that was a really fun one. We'll call this the XL episode, extra large.
Extra large.
That is, I have a need to know, Adam.
That's right, everyone. We all have a need to know, and it seems the time is here. If you want to follow us on X, we are the podcast is there at UAP the podcast. I'm at Breakaway Civil, and Topher is at Topher et al. We're on also all the video platforms, all the podcasting platforms. Please support us wherever you can. Like these videos, comment. Nice comments is ideal, but we don't mind bad comments either. We take them. We got thick skin. Isn't that right, Topher?
We do.
Yeah, and other than that, you know, let us know how we're doing. If you have some tips, give us some tips. If you're in Brazil and you've seen them and we're at Magé or something, you know, get in touch with us. We'd love to have a talk with you.
And if you are in or near Medellin, Colombia, they're having another flap, best I can tell. People are seeing UFOs all over the place, so keep your eyes on the sky down there.
Damn, man. All right. I'll be looking for those videos as well. So cool stuff. Oh, and you know, everyone out there, please call your representatives and have them scrap Section 219 from the NDAA, a very dangerous legislation that should not be happening.
Yeah, it's crazy we even have to consider, we're even talking about merging our military information with another country. That's insanity.
So disturbing, dude. But Tucker's doing a good job out there bringing this up to everyone's attention. So, but just if you haven't already, yeah, please contact your representatives. It's ridiculous.
Oh, and we're wrapping up the World Cup here. Just want to say, go Spain. It's the last one of my favorites that I wanted to win. Is still in there. So
hell yeah, hell yeah.
España.
I'm with Spain too, all the way. This World Cup has been so much fun. The U.S. is such a great market for a World Cup. Like, they've made so much money. They can't. FIFA has not made this much money ever in their entire existence.
Yeah, well, and it seems like we seem to be treating the international soccer players well because they all love it here.
Yeah, they do, and the tourists love it. Everyone loves it. It's been great. And for me, it's been a great, like, I guess, break from politics, right? To just enjoy,
Absolutely.
enjoy
Absolutely.
our lives on this planet.
Plus, I'm learning more about soccer in these last couple of weeks than I've ever known before. I
I'm sure.
don't think I'd ever sat down and watched a full professional soccer game, football game, until
Football.
the World Cup. And now that the World Cup's on, I'm enjoying it for the most part. I still think it's a little slow, but it's fun to watch. It's slow, and then there's always just a huge flurry of action, and you're on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, and since we're a conspiracy podcast, people are talking about the FIFA's conspiring to make Messi and Argentina win. So there's conspiracies with refs and all this stuff, and so it's like France and Argentina are going to go to the finals, or it might be Spain and Argentina, which I'd love. And imagine Spain wins. Hell yeah!
I would love it. As I told you privately, I don't think Spain will be allowed to win.
No, of course not, because if it's Spain versus Argentina, it's basically pro-Palestine versus pro-Israel.
Yeah. So on that note, we will not be recording next week because the World Cup final championship is on Sunday. So we will not be recording next week. So we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Exactly. All right. Yes. So I guess in a couple of weeks, we'll still be in July, right? Yeah. Right. Awesome. Yeah. So basically end of the month.
Bye, everyone. And remember, the government doesn't want you to stare at the sun. So stare at the sun as much as you can.
Stargazing. Yeah. It's not stargazing.